Good afternoon, YouTube. I'm going to make this quick video about adjusting your steering linkage on an F250, F350 Excursion vehicles between the late 90s and up to about I think 2008. I think the 6.4s had the same kind of steering linkage, but I know up until at least 2007. So if you've owned one for a while, you know that the steering linkage gets out of whack pretty easy. I hit a curb today making a U-turn, and that was just enough. Just hopping a little curb, nothing crazy, was enough to pop my my steering linkage out, so my steering wheel is off center when I'm going down the road straight. So I'm going to fix that right now, and I'll show you how the steering wheel is. And the reason I'm making this video is I haven't seen many videos. Here, this is how my steering wheel is. So it's leaning towards the left, or the driver's door, to go straight down the road. Now, there's not a lot of information on YouTube that I've found as far as steering linkage on these trucks. And the reason I'm making this video is because the way it works is pretty counterintuitive. If you look at the threads, we go down underneath here. Bear with me as I get on my creeper. If you look at the threads, you would think, okay, I want the steering wheel to go to the right. It's off this way. I want it to come this way. So that would mean I would want to extend the steering linkage, you would think, in order to make the wheel straighten out. But that's not how it works. For whatever's going on inside the magic gearbox, your gearbox up here, your steering box, the linkage needs to be shortened in order to make the wheel go from the driver's door to the passenger door, and it needs to be lengthened in order to go from the passenger door to the driver's door. So it needs to, for a right-hand turn, which would be from your left to your right, to make a right-hand turn and make the wheel go that direction, you have to extend. And to make a left-hand turn, you would have to retract. But the easiest way to remember this, okay, so here's your linkage that's holding it together. If you want the steering wheel to go from the left to the right, from the driver's door to the passenger's door, you're going to take this and you're going to turn it towards the rear of the vehicle. You're going to twist it this way towards the rear of the vehicle. If you want the steering wheel to go from the right, if it's off center to the right and you want it to go to the left, you're going to bring this forward. You're going to bring this forward. So the tools you will need. Oh, the other thing I wanted to talk about. If you look down here, I put some paint marks on here. There's little nubs. There's a nub every quarter turn, because you're going to be doing this in quarter turns. There's little nubs, so you put a little paint on there. See, this is from hitting, oops, dropped you there. From hitting, I knocked the linkage off like that. You see how those were straight. When I did this, those lines were straight, and me hitting that curb knocked the lines off. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, so what I do is I put a little mark on those nubs, and then I know if I'm doing a quarter turn, a half turn, or a full turn, because I watch where those go. Otherwise, you'll start to get, if you're using this as your guideline or something, I don't know, I just like using the paint. I mean, you could use this and say, okay, I want a quarter turn or whatever, but I just like using a little paint. So what you need to do this, you're going to need a 17mm box wrench, you're going to need a impact wrench, and you're going to need a 15mm deep well. Okay, the 15mm deep well for your nuts right here. The 17 millimeter goes on the back, and then like I said, you can have a paint pen. All right, I'm gonna adjust this. I'm gonna turn it off, adjust this, and then I'll finish the video. Okay, to finish up, I adjusted the linkage. I went a quarter turn, and I put some new marks. The blue's the original blue, and then I put a white mark next to it, and then the white mark on the nub right here, the nub that I adjusted to. Okay. The other thing that you might need to move these around, because I like to have them so that they're sitting like this. I can get to the back easy. I can get to the back, and I can use my impact wrench on it easily. So these things can bind up. So you're gonna need a trusty rubber mallet to loosen them up, and then you can slide them around. What you do is you take your 17 millimeter, you just put it in there, and you can move them back and forth. You can slide them. They're not gonna be able to do it by hand because they're gonna be ground. These teeth over here are gonna be ground into the attached the linkage bar or the linkage coupler, and you're gonna have to have more than just your hand strength. Okay, so that's it. Any questions or comments or suggestions, leave it down below in the comments. Mike Machines out.